This conference will now be recorded.
Mini.
Okay, so we started with reporting on your employee travel model, where we did some travel analysis, like different types of travels on office, and the most frequent travels happen from carrier, and also we did some fare analysis based on carrier space. Let's switch on to the edit mode. So we just call it as expensive carriers and economic carriers. Yeah, it's the top 20, right? So guys, in the last session we created these widgets and we covered all this kind of fare analysis, right? Okay, so let me also create few more widgets. Okay, I created till widget 10. So now let's cross compare between weekday versus weekend travel. Okay, let's also do a cross comparison with weekday versus weekend. Okay, just a moment please. So let me create another widget which gives you weekday versus weekend comparisons in the fare analysis. So here I go. So let me I create like what's your average fare per mile when compared to weekday and weekend. So here I go with the dimensions. I have an option called travel day. So guys, here in the travel day gives you like whether it is Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Okay, and for travel day, I added travel day of week as a property attribute. Remember, we added travel day week as a property attribute. So I'm making use of this property attribute now. So one thing is guys, you can also make use of your property attributes in the reporting. So one point to be noted. Okay, you can either in the reporting, right, in the dimensions, you can add your normal dimension, or you can also add a property attribute also as a dimension into this. Okay, I'll go with vertical orientation. Write it as weekday versus weekend. Okay, so your average fare per mile over weekday is 0.48, whereas over weekend is 0.41 for economy class. Because you see, guys, this input control is a page level filter. I want this input control to impact all the widgets on my page. Okay, so economy travels are expensive over weekdays when compared to weekends. If I select business class, so business class, it's almost same. The fare is same in over weekday and weekend. So I can clearly say, so weekday travels are quite expensive when compared to weekend. Okay, so here I would also want to know how many miles traveled. So, and also the travel count happened over weekday and weekend. In this case, I can add some tooltip measures here. Let's go. Add the tooltip measures. So guys, you all know these options. Now I'm using them. Okay, in this scenario. So I'll add few tooltip measures just to show some extra things over the weekend. So how many travels happened over weekday and weekend, and also the mileage, the miles traveled over weekday and weekend. So we also see now, so it's ideal to travel over weekends. The fares are quite on lower side on weekends. Okay, on weekends we have 1488 travels and 3066 miles traveled. On weekday we got around 4167 travels and 5200 and miles traveled. Okay, so you also see that extra measures using tooltips. So that is my widget 11. So weekday versus weekend. So let's do some kind of route analysis, guys. Okay, now let's identify which routes are expensive and which routes are economic. Okay, so here guys, I can make use of, you all know, right? I already did this in the GeoMap session. So I'm going to reuse because this is going to be a proper dashboard, right? So let's do some kind of a route analysis using a flow layer GeoMap. So I would like to identify which routes are economic and expensive. Okay, based on this flow layer. So in this case, let's say insert in your GeoMap. So I go with content layer, base map is same, fine. Light gray map only. So here I go, flow layer. So add the origin location, that is origin airport code. Okay, destination location, geo underscore destination as destination location. And flow color is based on fare per mile. Same thing I'm redoing because this is going to be a proper dashboard. So I'm just doing all types of fare analysis, guys, like how airlines impacting your fares, which are expense on economic side. So how weekday weekend travels impacting your fares. It's ideal to travel over weekends. So how routes, which routes are expense and which routes are economic. Okay, that we are doing with the GeoMap route analysis. Mm, okay, maybe I create my own palette here. With 5 swatches. Sure, my fare is on lower side, I go green, followed by blue, yellow. So I just go with 5 swatches. So I give 0.5. So reference value is less than 0.5, green, 0.5 to 1 is blue, and 1 to 2 is red. So 1 to 2 is yellow and greater than 2 is red. So I have all the travels based on this phase. So you know this is confusing. So what I can do, I'll create an input control on origin input code. So, okay. So let me insert input control. On origin input code. As of now, this origin input code should impact only my geomap. Okay, it should not impact any other widgets. I'll place this up here. So let me recreate it. It was created as a collapsed input control. Again, it was change it to expanded mode. So I'll go insert. So this origin input code right now should impact only my geomap. I just put something like Frankfurt. So all the travels from Frankfurt and the respective. So you can see. So expensive and economic routes. Okay. So it shows all expensive and economic routes from Frankfurt, and also guys in the same GMAP you want to see whether it is to a home office or a non-home office location, we can make use of point of interest layer, right? Point of interest or bubble layer, you can use anything. So this is like flow layer. So I'd like to know whether my destination is home office or a non-home office. In this case, I go PY. I have a point of interest on home office. I'm using it up here. Okay, so you also see to whether your travel is to a home office or a non-home office location using this. So I have all expense on economic routes analysis, and also we see whether the travels happen to a home office or non-home office location. So I'm reusing this same geomaps, guys, whatever I created. I'll not use all the geomaps. I'll be using only these two. One is bubble layer I use, another is flow layer I use to identify your economic and expensive routes. So guys, now we're doing all the kind of fare analysis, like what are your expensive economic airlines, which airlines are green. Okay, then you also see the weekday versus weekend comparisons, expensive and economic routes. Okay, which routes are on expensive side from an origin airport code, which routes are economic. Okay, and then so let's see how your face changing with time date. Okay, so how your face are getting impacted with date. So that is my widget 13. Okay, so I would like to see the travel count and fare per mile based on time. So I'll go for combination column and line chart here. So insert a new widget. Okay, I'll make my type of chart as combination column and line. In the column axis, I'll go fare per mile. And in the line axis, I'll go travel count. Don't overlap my y-axis. I'll go it as travel date. Yeah, I'll use it as travel date. Refresh your data. And on travel date, you have a hierarchy. Let's go set your hierarchy as. So my hierarchy is year, quarter, month, and day. That's fine. So this is level 2 is year, level 3 is quarter, level 4 is month, level 5 is date. I would like to see the date at month level because I have 5 months data. So let's compare it month level. The show right, don't show the legend also. Okay, so now you see your fare per mile and travel count by travel date. So you see your average fares are quite high in March, that is 0.52, and in May 0.5, and your fares are quite low in Jan and Feb. And this line axis gives you the number of travels happened in January, February, March, April, May, etc. So the number of travels also you see here. So right, so I just did all the fare analysis like on different factors, guys, like carriers, which carrier should be preferred, whether it's ideal to travel over weekdays or weekends. Okay, so guys, we created this calculated dimension, right, weekday and weekend, and I'm using that calculated dimension to for this analysis. And we identified the economic and expensive routes. Okay, So the phase in different months, how it is, how phase are changing with time. So we see all the parameters here, guys. Okay. So this page gives you a complete understanding or a data detail about fair analysis. So let me create another page now where I do some kind of an additional analysis. Okay. I'll go create a new canvas where I just do some kind of some additional analysis I'm just doing here. Just a moment, please. So here, guys, now let's do some purchase group analysis. I'll do insert a new chat here. Okay. So here I just go with purchase group analysis. Hmm. So where I'll go, some kind of pie chart where I would like to see how many travels happen on different purchase groups. So I just go travel count by purchase group. So this is advanced purchase group, guys. I can rename it as purchase groups also. So here I'll go rename this. So now we have to see travel count by purchase group. Let's refresh. So here you see, so we got like 34% travels with purchase group greater than 20 days. Purchase group is like how many days prior to the travel this booking has been made. Okay, so you see how purchase group impacts your travel phase. So in this case, guys, we also have an option called lost or low fare amount. So I insert another chat here. So that is like your widget 15 the travel, 14 travel and purchase group. I also want to see I'll go for combination column and line chart. The column axis. In the line axis, I would like to see the lost or low fare amount. Okay, how much amount we lost by booking it late. Okay, it will compare. Okay, the amount, the price at which this, for suppose guys, if lost or low fare amount, if your ticket amount is $100 and lost or low fare is 10, that means at some point of time this travel has been happened at $90. Okay, this ticket has been offered at $90, but due to our late booking we just booked at 100, so and we lost around $10 in the late booking or some early booking, whatever it is. So this one I rename it as lost amount, guys. This is something like lost amount. Okay, so here I see, and also I would like to see the lost amount by travel count. So here I'll create a new calculation called in the column axis. How much amount we on an average we lost for one travel. So I just write this. Okay, just go lost per travel. This is like lost amount by travel count. So you will see here, so what is the average fare we lost per travel, and here I'll go purchase group. Refresh. Don't overlap. Don't show the legend. So yes, generally with if I take the right optimized report building performance, I need to update this title lot many times. So this it don't get refreshed properly, and every time I need to update the title. So here you see, guys, lost per travel is in column axis and lost amount is in line axis. So maybe in greater than 20 days, because we have high lost amount, but you see the average amount lost for one travel is quite low in greater than 20 days. It is $7.98 only. Even in 14 to 20 days is also it's quite low. it is quite high. Loss per travel is quite high in 2 to 6 days and 7 to 13 days. It's ideal to travel at least 14 days. It's ideal to book the travel at least 14 days, and even more ideal is at least greater than 20 days. Okay, so that we can leverage, or I don't say like leverage, we can reduce this lost amount by booking it early. So this one factor gives travel estimate and understanding like how much we're losing by booking it late. Okay, on an average we're losing around $20 for one travel by making a late book, because in greater than 20 days the lost amount is $8, whereas in 2 to 6 days it is $28. Okay, for one travel. So we determine something like loss per travel and determine the parameters here. So that is my widget 15. I don't want to go for optimized ticket amounts. So 16 I just ignore. I'll create another widget for you. See, for different batches I build this dashboard in different way. Now let's do our cabin class analysis. Okay, so here I insert another chat here where I go for a cabin class analysis. Like, so now let's see how many travels happen in different cabin class, like business, economy class, and others. So in this case I go for trend chat where I go stacked area, and here in the measure I'll pick travel count, and with the dimensions I'll pick cabin class.
One small doubt.
Hmm.
In previous graph, in x-axis, the legends are not in sequence. Can we make it?
I didn't get you.
In x-axis, the legends are not in sequence. No, the first one is 0 to 1 day. Then second one is like 14 to 20 days. Can we make it as a sequence?
Okay, so go sort purchase group, add a custom sort here. Makes sense. So here you see travel count for cabin class. So you see if there are 56555 travels happened in economy class, 187 in premium economy, 130 in first class, and 556 in business. So maximum travels are in economy. That is a good sign. Okay. On the fare analysis, on the fare part, it is number of decimals 0, because travel count is never decimal. Yeah, this is the biggest problem. If I just select, right, in model preferences, if I select optimize story building performance, so it every time I make some change, they don't get refreshed, and this gets stuck all the time. This gets changed all the time. Okay. Right. Okay. So guys, I will also want to know how much fare I'm spending extra, like means like I would like to compare the other cabin class when compared to economy. Okay, For suppose if you're for a travel, if we are spending $100 on economy, how much we are spending on business class, how many times we are spending. So I would like to see the fare times compared to economy. Okay, so in this case, let me insert a new chat. So this is, you understand the beauty here, guys. Okay, so in this chat I'll go for bar or column chart, horizontal orientation. So here I'll go create a new calculation, that is, I'll go for a restricted measure which shows like fare for economy. So here I'll go just a moment please. I'm sorry. So here I'll go with my average fare per mile when my cabin class is economy class, it will show. Okay, so in the dimensions I'll go with cabin class as economy. So it will get you the average fare per mile for economy class. Okay, this is like fare per economy. I'll put this up here. I'll add another measure which is nothing but fare per other cabin class. So that is also a restricted measure. So here I go, fare per mile when your cabin class. So it can be premium economy or business class. In this case, I'm going for calculation input control. An input control on dimension, that is cabin class. Where I add the values like business, first and premium economy. I'm not adding economy. So this gives you, if you use a select business, it will show the fare per business class. If you use a select premium economy, it will show fare per premium economy. Okay. And here now, what I'll do is I'll add a new measure, which is like fare times. Sorry. I'll create a new calculation, a new calculated measure, which is like fare times. I'll make it as fare per other class by fare per economy, which gives me the number of times, how many times the fare has been increasing. And in the dimensions, I'll see by carrier. Like in one carrier, if we go in economy class, what's how many times, like how many times your fare is increasing. So I remove that fare per economy, fare per other class also. I'll just give you fare times. That's it. Refresh. So I'll go show or hide. Don't show the chat title. Here I'll add a cabin class. In this case, I'll go business class. If I select business class, okay guys, in no airlines, the business class travel is 2.42 times expensive when compared to economy. In One World, it is 2.93. In SkyTeam, it's only 1.88. In Star Airlines, it is 3.59 times expensive. So in this case, I just go insert a text box. I'll put the text box here. So here I just go add dynamic text from the calculation input control, that is cabin class. Economy class. Right? You see how many times your fare has been sorry, not save as guys. So you see how many times the fare has been increasing by changing the cabin class in any carrier. Okay, so how cabin class impacts your carrier fares. Okay, so you also see some kind of fare analysis, like where we are losing the fares based on purchase groups and also based on cabin class. How many times the fare has been increasing by changing the cabin class. Okay, okay. So this is my widget. Okay, 18. Okay, so economy versus other cabin class. So guys, now I would like to all to see what is the travel count based on opportunity size, the travel count by mileage bin, etc. So you would like to see the travel count by mileage bins in this case. Insert a new chat. So you have two ways to do this, guys. One, you can create a measure dimension on mileage bin, and other way is you can go for a histogram chart. I'll show you both ways. So you have an option called histogram chart here. I'll go histogram. So here measure I'll pick is mileage. And aggregate this mileage at what level. So to get the travel count, guys, we aggregated travel ID, travel date, and origin airport code, right? So if you aggregate at this level, you'll get travel counts. Let's refresh. So you'll see a histogram chart where you see the number of travels happen in different mileage level bins. You see 4,845 travels with mileage range between 0 to 2.32. 1105 travels between 2.32 to 4.66, like this you see. So my highest mileage is around 20,000. This is one way. Okay, yes, this is one way you can create a histogram. The other way is you can actually create, okay, I'll do this way. So this is one way of creating. The other way is I'll go for bar or column chart. Okay, so what I do is I'll create a measure, I'll add a dimension where I'll create a calculated dimension. Okay, guys, in the calculated dimension, I already shown you, right, how do we create calculated dimension using the formula functions at the data model level. We don't really create formula based calculation dimensions at the story level. It's majorly done at the data modeling itself for performance boosting. Okay, but we create some kind of a measure based dimensions. So here I'll just go, I'll take it as mileage bin. Okay, so here I'll go measure as mileage. Not by mileage, guys. I'll do one thing. So sorry, just give me, I'll create another widget there. Just give me a moment, I'm just figuring it out what to do. Okay, so I'll just go for histogram chart only here. Let's go with histogram. I'll create another chart for measured dimension. You can also do with measured dimension also. This time I go for histogram, where I go mileage, the aggregation dimension. I'll go travel ID, travel date, and origin airport code. Select these three, refresh. So here it's got 10 bins. I'll go with 8 bins. And even the range also will set as meanwhile I'll make it 0 first. Maximum I'll go for 20,000. You can also set your own range, or you can pick the automatic range. Let's wait for the refresh to complete. It's taking a lot of time. Let's wait. It's taking a lot of time, guys. Okay, I just go with 0 to 16,000 with 8 bins means 2,000 miles as one bin. So you see how many travels with mileage bin. You see we got 4673 travels. Data records is generally it's a data records based on ID origin output code. It's like a travel counter in one or other way. Like we got 1016 travels between 2 to 4,000. 676 travels. You see how many travels in different things. See mileage, the number of travels based on the mileage. You see, shows these are like short distance travels and these are like long distance travels, less than 2,000 miles. And then I also want to know how many travels are on expensive side, is how many travels are on economic side. Okay, so here travel count is a measure, but even fare per mile is also a measure. How do you compare? If you have two measures and you want to do a cross comparison, we'll convert one measure into a dimension, measure based dimension. So let's go. So this is my widget 19. So this one I'm changing now. This will be your 16. This is 17. This is 18. Creating now widget 19. Okay. Okay. So here I'll go measure as a travel count. Okay. And dimension, I'll create a calculated dimension. So here I'll create a measure based dimension. That is fare class something. I just write something fare class. So here I will pick fare per mile. Or I'll go for economy class only. So I'll go fare per economy. So because I would like to do analysis only for economy class, maximum travels are from economy. If it is like between 0 to 0.25, sorry, it's like inexpensive. If it is between 0 to 0.25. I put like this only. So fare per economy is that is 0. Less than 0.25, 0.25 to 0.5. And then 0.5 to 1. Greater than equal to 0.5 and less than 1. 1 to 2. Greater than 1, less than 2. 5 bands I'm creating. Greater than 2. You can also give some names, also very much inexpensive, slightly inexpensive. Okay. So there is no lower bound. So you can give like this, or you can give some different number names also, like how should I write it? Okay, I'll just put like this only. Less than or equal to 0, less than 0.25. So I just go say okay. So this is spatial measure and dimension context. And what dimension you would like to see this? Let's see. Let's see. You can also give some input controls and filters. Guys, I say okay. Set it calculation. Dimension context. Travel ID. Origin input code. So this will be aggregated at that level or not. I can also give city pay names. So whatever city pay names here, I'll go at travel ID and city pay names. So means it will aggregate at this level. So let's see. Let's try this now. Yeah, 862 has null. So Yeah, because maybe the K-win class might be different. That's okay. So you can ignore the nulls. So let's go exclude the nulls. So now you see here, guys. So in economic class, how many travels has fares less than 0.25? 0.25. I'll also do like this. I'll do some kind of sort on fare class. Add a custom sort. I'll put 0.25 onto the top 0.7. This is perfectly fine. Okay. So you see now, in the economic class, how many travels has the fares less than 0.25, 2.5 to 0.5? And you see how many expensive travels we have and how many inexpensive we have. So you can also do this. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So here I just go with widget 19. Where is my widget? Okay, let's see. So that is my widget 19. Now let's see the travel count based on opportunity size. Okay, how many travels we have based on opportunity. So let's say insert another chart. I'll go for a column chart. Vertical orientation. Travel count by opportunity size ID. I just go opportunity size ID. Refresh my data. So you see the number of travels based on opportunity. So yes, here you see the travel count. So out of 6 travels, we have 6 7 travels has no opportunities. In this case, I'll exclude this up so that I'll see. Okay, the number of travels based on the opportunity. So you see the travel count by opportunity. So here you see the number of travels based on fare class. Okay, the travel count by opportunity. Okay, and also the number of travels based on the mileage. So okay, how many short travels and how many long travels happen. Okay, you see this. Okay, so and your travel count by fare class, by your opportunity. Okay, so that is your widget 20, guys. Widget 21, and also you can see the travel count by on city pay names. So in this case, let me insert a new chat here. So here I go, add measure as travel count by city pay names, means like what are the cities in which the most frequent travels happen. So in this case, I just go city pay names, which contain your origin and destination airport codes. Here I go for a distribution chart, something like tree map, refresh. Okay, in this case, show or hide, don't show the legend. And in the top N, for better performance, if you have too many city pay names, you can also go for top N. Show me the top 20 cities only based on travel count. And that too, I would like to see only the top 20 international travels. In this case, I can go to this widget, add a filter on travel code. That is international. See the top international travels here. So here you see, guys, I did some additional analysis where I just worked on how purchase group is impacting our fares. Okay, so how much what fares we are losing by going with late purchase groups like 2 to 6 days and 7 to 30 days. So lost per travel is around 20, 28 and $26 in these purchase groups. If it's greater than 20 days, it's only $8. And you see the travel count by cabin class and how many times we are paying extra to travel in business class in different carriers. Okay, and then you see how many of your travels are mileage less than 2000, means it actually gives you what are your short and long travels. And also you see the travel count by fare class, like how many travels have fare per mile less than 0.25, 0.25 to 0.5, like that. So you want to bucket those, you can make use of a measure dimension. And you see the travel count by opportunity, then how many travels has business opportunity of 0 to 50 to 1 million, 0 to 50k, 1 million to 10 million, like that, and top 20 international city, right? So this gives you some additional analysis. So I created, guys, a very like a pure dashboard on your travel analysis, right? So I just shown you what different types of analysis we can do. Okay, so whatever I created in your regular reporting options, right, now I used it like a case, because now you know the data. Okay, you have complete understanding of the data. Now you understand how analytic reporting works. Okay, guys, what I suggest is you can make your own nodes out of this dashboard, make your own notes, create your own business requirement out of this dashboard, and you can straight away present it in the interviews. Like if anyone asks you, tell me one end-to-end story or business requirement you worked on, and you can simply portray this. Okay, if you're going for any interviews or attending some kind of an interviews, you can make use of this. Okay, so now I'll also let me create a new story, which is like an operational dashboard. So this is an analytic report, right? Let me create a new story which gives you all this travel details. Okay, if the travel team wants to know the details, I'm creating a new story. I'll go with the grid page. Grid page is supported only in classic, so I'll go with classic here. I'll choose my data model. insert a new table here. I go with measures as mileage, ticket amount for the travel. Travel count is not required. Carbon footprint also. I'll create a new calculation.
Satya, one question here. Like in grid page, how many columns we can maintain? Like, is there any limitation for that, or as many as we can use in Excel sheet?
No limitation. We have unlimited. I go with home office ID. Okay. Travel code, travel date, travel day of week, traveler. Origin airport code and destination airport code I'm not giving because I have city pay names. Carrier code, cabin class, purchase group. Yeah. I give a last date to claim also. I'll add here. I'll add all the day rows here. Let's refresh. So here you're seeing this home office ID. Always you can, if you want to see it in detail. So home office ID, I go hierarchy. Don't show the hierarchy. Let's go for flat presentation. It goes on flat presentation. Even on travel date also, I'll go flat presentation on the data. Even last date to claim also. Let's go flat presentation on the data. So it will not check your hierarchies. So you see home office ID, travel date, weekday, city pair names, carrier code. Okay. Cabin class, advanced purchase group, last date to claim. So here what you can do is even carrier code also. I would like to see the carriers. Don't with carrier airlines. Flat presentation. Refresh. See all the details now. Okay. And the mileage, ticket amount, and the carbon footprint of that particular data travel. Here I would like to see the fare per mile also for the travel. In this case, I'll go to the account, create a new calculation. You can add some new calculations, guys, like calculated measures, restricted measures, whatever you want to do, you do it, please. Fare per mile. Okay. This is like ticket amount by mileage. You also want to know the travel count, add a calculation. Aggregation here. Travel count dimensions, count your travel ID, travel date, origin airport code. So I added 2 more story calculations here using this. Right, you see all the details here. Guys, the total rows were 6528. How many columns I have? 15 columns I have. So in this case, I go edit delimitation. If I go for 15 columns, I can go with 2000 rows, but I have the data for 6500 rows almost. In this case, I'm not preserving the 30,000 limit. I'll go 7015 columns. It will try to show all the data, but it will go for heavy impact on the data, guys, because of heavy data volume. So in general, in operational dashboard, we create lot of story filters. Okay, the tools, let's create story filters. So we create a lot of story filters. Okay, so that the user can actually play with the data. I create a story filter on cabin class. I select all. I create a story filter on home office ID. Where is my home office ID? Yes. I'll create a filter on carrier. Just giving time to refresh. I'll create a filter on cabin class. I already created a on travel code. I create a filter on travel date. Filter by range. Go for fixed. Hierarchy, I select it as year, quarter, month, and day. So granularity is month. User can select only at month level. I create some story filters on the data. So let's say save this operational dashboard. So this gives all the details, guys. Okay, this is more of an operational dashboard. So where you see all the travel details. User can actually play with the data using the story filters. Okay. So I go here. Travel fare details. I don't say analysis, I just go it as details. Guys, just give me a few more minutes. I'm wrapping up the topic. So I have this travel fare details where I created proper dashboard, right? So a user can play with the data if they want to see the data only for, suppose I would like to see the data only for SkyTeams. And that I would like to analyze the data only for April 2017. April 2017 data only I would like to analyze for SkyTeam. That's it. Usually only the data for that. But I'm in edit mode, guys, so these all will be saved up. So I just go. Sorry. Generally, don't edit the filters in, don't change the filters in edit mode. It should be always in the view mode. Okay. Because the end users will change the filters in view mode, so it will not be saved. So user, the default values will not be changed. So let's save this story. Okay, now you have analytic and operational dashboard ready, guys. Now you can actually link these two using hyperlinks. Okay, you can also jump from your analytics. You want to see any details on the data, you can make use of this jump query option from analytic dashboard to the operational. So I'll go open the travel fare dashboard once again. So here I would like to see based on carrier code. On home office ID, I can go for this. I'll go add a hyperlink. Link to an external story. Open it in new tab. Apply the selected dimension as filter. Same thing guys, you want to go from travel count. Sorry, you want to go from carrier also. You can go from carrier. So likewise, you can actually connect multiple widgets here. Open this in new tab always. Apply selected dimension as filter. And it will have a cascading effect. You want to compare, you want to go with weekday, weekend filters also. Add hyperlink to an external story. Same with, you want to do it on date. So we actually link multiple widgets guys, so that we can do analysis from different things, from different dimension perspectives. So far I connected 4 widgets. Let me connect one more. Okay, you want to see it on cabin class. Let's go on cabin class also. So I connected almost 5 widgets guys. In one widget we have cabin class, in one we have travel date, in one we have weekday, weekend, travel day, in one we have carrier code, in one we have home office. Okay, so I did a hyperlink. So now in this case, if I just click on business class, you'll see jump to travel fare details. So now we will jump to travel fare details, where it will apply a filter on business class. You'll see only all business class travel details. Right, if I go to the right, you see cabin class business is separate, so you will see it only for business class here. Right, so this is how we see the data. Guys, I think you all got it right, like how things work out. So I built a couple of dashboards on this model. So one is analysis, which gives you complete picture on your data, all insights on your data. These are like insights guys, which are not seen to the naked eye, right? Okay, so we derive some insights on the analytic dashboards, and the detailed dashboard we show the data in more and more detailed format, and we also link these two using hyperlinks, right? So this is kind of one end-to-end use case guys. You can make your own notes and present it when you attend the interviews. Okay, so I stop here. So we're done with data modeling reporting on travel dashboard. So in the next session, I'll start with a new topic, that is augmented analytics. We start with augmented analytics. I'll give some quick understanding on machine learning, and I'll start with smart discovery in the next session. Okay. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you.